good, Austin? This is your host, Corey Tabor, the Purpose Partner and founder of Triple I Coaching, where we are informing, instructing, and inspiring you to fulfill your purpose. I am so excited to introduce our new podcast, What's Good, Austin? A podcast designed to highlight the good work that people are doing in our community. You know, I've lived in Austin for over 25 years since moving here from Abilene, Texas to attend the University of Texas. Hook 'em horns. I love our community, and I want you to know about many of the good things that are happening in our city. So many of our media outlets thrive on the challenging things that are happening in our city, like record-breaking homicides, a high population of residents experiencing homelessness, and the traffic. Let's not start talking about the traffic. With all the challenges we see on a daily basis, we need a hope shot, something that will inspire us to partner together to see the change we want to see in our city by being the change we want to see in our city. So I will be interviewing people who are doing good work in the business and nonprofit sectors, as well as in our education and faith communities. We might even interview a few celebrities because they tend to love Austin too. There's an often quoted slogan that says, "Keep Austin weird." Well, we're going to keep Austin winning by focusing on the good work we're seeing in our city. Now I need you to go to your preferred podcast platform and subscribe to What's Good Austin. Then share this podcast with your friends, family members, co-workers, and your crazy cousins. Let's kick off 2022 with a bang. Focus on looking forward to seeing the journey that we can have together as we discover what is good in our city and partner together to make Austin even greater. Again, this is your host, Corey Tabor, the Purpose Partner. Until next time, remember to love your family, be a good neighbor, and make a deposit in someone else's life today.
What's good, Austin? This is Corey Tabor, the Purpose Partner, founder of Triple I Coaching, where we are informing, instructing, and inspiring you to fulfill your purpose. I am here for week 2, episode 2 of What's Good, Austin. As you can tell, my voice is still a little raspy, and I want to talk about that a little bit today. I planned to have a guest today, and I didn't have enough voice to do the interview this Wednesday to be produced for today. But I wrote a blog about what I've been going through over this last week, and I thought it would be really good for our listeners to be able to hear. It's called I Lost My Voice. You know, it's been an interesting weekend. I woke up Friday with a sore throat, not knowing the true cause. And of course, my first thought was, could this be COVID-19? Even though I'm vaccinated and boosted. And as the day continued, the pain increased in my throat and continued to my ears. My ears began to hurt as if someone was sticking Q-tips too far in for far too long. By the evening, I was in so much, I scheduled an after-hours appointment with the doctor. And as I lived the day, I ultimately lost my voice. I could not speak effectively for people to hear or understand me. I lost my voice. I lost my voice. I lost my voice. As a speaker, your voice is not only your moneymaker, but it's that you use to give life. My voice is used to compliment my wife and my daughters on their beauty. My voice is used to communicate with my dad via phone almost every day. My voice is used to connect to teams that I manage and clients that I've partnered with. By God's grace, up until this point, I had not lost my voice. There was no one to blame because it was no one's fault. I was in pain in my throat and in my ears with no voice. It hurt to talk. It hurt to listen to music with my pods in my ears. It hurt. It hurt. It hurt, man. I lost my voice. The speaker, author, and coach in me decided I could speak briefly to get started, and maybe my voice would grow as the day goes on. The pain was starting to subside, and I would speak, and only air would come through my vocal cords. I would sound like a horse Barry White. So while at the doctor, I was informed that there was fluid in my eardrums and in my throat due to this head cold, as well as possibly cedar fever, a response to the cedar here in Austin, which is at an all-time high right now. For my Austinites, you know what I'm talking about. And as I sat in the doctor's office, my voice was so weak, the nurse couldn't hear me confirm my name and my date of birth. My voice was so weak, I couldn't really engage with my wife, my kids, because talking is what we do. I lost my voice, y'all. The doctor said to take some medicine for the pain, and this viral issue would pass in the next few days. Only pain medicine he offered was some aspirin. So I'm thinking, I'm hurting and I lost my voice. Help me, give me some antibiotics. Voice at work, you've lost your voice at home, you've lost your voice in your family, you've even lost your voice in your mind. I mean, you hear other voices saying you should do this or you should do that, but you no longer have your own voice. Like children who can't speak a language yet, losing your voice can feel powerless and debilitating. I can feel overwhelming. It can feel disgusting. It can feel frustrating. But I believe you can get your voice back in a number of ways. Starting as a coach, I have a number of people I can refer you to for counseling if that's what you need, because I'm not a professional counselor. I can refer you. But losing my voice taught me not to take my voice for granted. Losing my voice taught me how much I needed my voice and how much my voice was needed. If you lost your voice due to an emotional, psychological, or spiritual virus, let's work together to get you whole so your voice can help those in your family and your personal network in our community. I can't wait for my voice to fully come back so I can bring the light into the spoken world that I'd like to bring. But until then, I'll use my pen, I'll use my paper, I'll use my computer to bring light with the written word. So I want to thank you for listening. I want to encourage you to like, share, subscribe to our blog, CoreyTaber.com/blog. And so as I was thinking about my voice, there's a couple of ways that I've used my voice over the years to try to encourage and inspire people. One is as an author. So I wrote a book in 2009 that was released called Being, a 30-day guide to being who God created you to be. And then in 2019, I republished the book, Being a 30-day guide to being who God created you to be, the 10-year anniversary edition. It's a 30-day devotional book. You do about 5 minutes a day for 5 days a week for 6 weeks. It gives you a couple of days a week where you don't have to actually be engaged with it. It's a great tool because it starts off with the definition of a word. Also, I want to encourage you to pick it up for a friend of yours, and you all can study it together. So it's a great resource to read with somebody else. Again, it's 5 to 10 minutes a day. And in the beginning of the book, there's an appendix that me and Pastor Galen Clark wrote called Your Daily Appointment with God, where we give you tools on how to meet with God on a consistent basis, how to make sure you don't miss the most important moment you can have with Him. And so, what's good, Austin family? I want y'all to go out and get a copy of Being, a 30-Day Guide to Being Who God Created You to Be on Amazon. You can look it up under my name, Corey Tabor, and then look under Being. They actually put it on discount right now. It used to be $12.99. Now it's down to like a little over $10. So it's a great time to get it. You can also get it on the Kindle version for $7.99 and be able to have it on your iPhone, your iPad, your Kindle. So I want to encourage you to take advantage of that. I also have used my pen to create music. And so I wrote an album back in 1999 to 2000 with Intervision's Gospel Choir called Unconditional Praise. And that album is available on all of the platforms that you typically go to. It's going to be on Spotify, iTunes, all of the different outlets that stream music nowadays. And so you can go and get it there. If you want to order a physical copy, you can go to my website, CoreyTabor.com, and get the CD, and I can send it to you and sign it for you. But there's a song in there that I wrote called Restore. That's number 9 on the album. It's based on Psalm 51, when David discovered that his affair with Bathsheba and him killing Uriah, her husband, in a war was something that he should not have done. And once he discovered that it was such a bad thing for him to do those things, and Nathan the prophet communicated with him, then he wrote Psalm 51, where he says, Restore to me the joy of my salvation, grant me a willing spirit to sustain me. Talks about him saying, Create in me a clean heart, O God, renew the right spirit within me. All of those components are in there. So you can go and take advantage of getting a copy of that CD. I also wrote a song for the Being book called Being, and I'll play that at the end of today's show, just so you'll be able to hear it. And we're going to release that in an EP along with some other music that I wrote for our wedding and that I wrote while we were pastoring. It's going to be able to kind of encourage and inspire you as well. But I'm also using my pen to release a new set of books as well, and that is Prioritize for Your Purpose, Ordering Your Life to Be Extraordinary. You may have seen it showing up on my social media platform and that kind of thing. I want to encourage you to go to CoreyTabor.com/book launch and pre-order Prioritize for Your Purpose today. This book actually helps you to discover your purpose by first getting to know your spirit, secondly, getting to know yourself, thirdly, getting to know your season. As you know your spirit, yourself, and your season, you then can start to look at how to discover your purpose. Your purpose is somewhere in the neighborhood of those three quadrants, so to speak, or those three coordinates. And then you can start to navigate around the subdivision of purpose, knowing that purpose is not a journey, or not a destination, rather, but it is a journey. And so then the book moves into helping you think about how do you then, once you discover what your purpose might be, how do you then move into prioritizing your roles, your relationships, your time, and your money to accomplish your purpose? And so I wrote this book in part when I was working with college students who were overcommitted and ineffective because they were actively engaged in multiple organizations, but they weren't effectively leading well because they were doing more than were capable of doing. And so I thought if people could really learn what they're here to do, and then focus their time and their energy on developing and growing in those arenas, then they're going to be able to not only have an ordinary life, but they're going to move from being ordinary to being extraordinary. And so that is the adult version that we wrote. Also, there's like a kind of a corporate theme that'll be in that one. We'll deal with personality assessments, the Myers-Briggs, the DISC, Enneagram, Clifton Strengths. As we talk about knowing yourself, we learn about your experiences. We talk about your passions. We talk about your personality, as I said. We're also going to talk about your natural abilities and your acquired skills. Um, so that book is going to be available. We're going to do the launch on February the 5th, but it'll be available for pre-sale on my website today. By Monday, it'll be available for pre-sale on Amazon, and you can start getting ready to download the ebook. and get your copies there. In late February, early March, by spring break, we'll release the student edition, Prioritize for Your Purpose, Ordering Your Life to Be Extraordinary. This edition is designed to help high school and college students begin to structure their lives to fulfill their purpose. When I was a sophomore in high school, I ran cross country and track. I lettered in track my freshman year, and then I went on to letter in cross country by getting second in district my sophomore year, and I got 30th in the region. And at that point, Rice University came to me and offered me a scholarship to run track and cross country in college. And I made a decision in that moment based upon some information that my Uncle Tommy Tabor told me. Uncle Tommy played football with Mike Singletary at the University of Baylor University. He was roommates with him. And he told me, son, if you can go to college without playing a sport, I recommend you do that, because it's a lot of time, it's a lot of energy. You don't have much time for yourself. And I knew that I really wanted to focus on my academics in college. I wanted to focus on growing on as a leader outside of the classroom. And so at the end of my sophomore year, I quit running track. I quit running cross country, and I started focusing on student council. I joined the speech team. Ultimately, by my senior year, I was the student council president, student body president, speech team president. I won homecoming king, most friendly in my class. Ended up co-hosting a TV show called Camp Waku on ABC and Fox stations there in Abilene. And I was able to become a state semifinalist in speech, which earned me 8 scholarships, academic scholarships, to go to the University of Texas. It covered my first year of college, and then it helped me to offset some of the costs over the next 4 years that I went to the university. Was running track and cross country a bad thing? No, it was a good thing, but it wasn't the best thing. Prioritizing is learning how to do what is best over what is good. So it's good to eat food. It's best to eat healthy food. It's good to exercise. It's best to engage in quality exercise. It's good to sleep, but it's best to get quality sleep. So tonight, I'm going to the sleep center to do my second sleep study so that I can get a tool called a CPAP that will help me to get better sleep, help me not to snore so I wake up my wife, help me not to stop breathing in the middle of the night. It's good for me to get sleep, but it's best for me to get good sleep. And so prioritize for your purpose, order your life to be extraordinary. The adult general book will be available for pre-order today on my website at CoreyTaber.com/book launch, but it'll also be available on Amazon to pre-order starting next week. And then prioritize for your purpose, order your life to be extraordinary. The student edition will be available by spring break. That'll be the second week of March. And then on Easter, Good Friday, we will release Prioritize for Your Purpose, the Faith Edition. We're going to talk about how Jesus prioritized for his purpose. Robert Coleman wrote a book called The Discipleship, I think it's called Discipleship Handbook. And he says in there, oh no, it's called The Master Plan of Evangelism. He says in there that Jesus lived, died, and rose on schedule. Everything that Jesus did was intentional in the way that he lived his life. And I think we have the opportunity to prioritize for our purpose and make those same choices as well. So I wanted to get on here today, talk about how losing my voice really helped me understand how much I appreciate my voice, how much it helped me understand the value of my voice with my teams, with my family, with my friends. But it also taught me the value of my voice through my pen, that I can use my pen to write music. I can use my pen to write books. I can use my pen to write letters, to write emails, and I want to continue to be able to do that. So I want to close today's show by giving you an opportunity to hear the song that I wrote that goes to the book, Being a 30-Day Guide to Being Who God Created You to Be. I had Brandon Morgan help me to produce this, and it is something that I use to sing in schools. When I'm working with schools, I also use it to be able to connect with young people and try to encourage them and motivate them to be all that God has created them to be. This is what I've discovered. Nobody can be you. Nobody can do you. There will never be another you. And you can be the best you that you can be. And that is going to maximize your life moving forward. So I want to encourage you to be who you were created to be, so that out of your being, you can do what you were created to do. And when we all make a decision to be who we were created to be and to do what we created to do, then the world is going to be a better place. All right. So if you have questions, I want you to drop them in the chat here on StreamYard, or you can drop them in the chat on YouTube or on Facebook or on Twitter. Any questions out there while I'm pulling this song up? Any questions or comments for us? Let me see if I can get over to the chat here. See any comments over here. Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me get the song up for you, and then we'll close today's episode. All right. Here we go. So in the book, Being a 30-Day Guide to Being Who God Created You to Be, we literally write the book in alphabetical order, so that there is a letter for each characteristic. So there's being accepted, being blessed, being chosen, being dependent, an example, great, hungry, inspired, joyful, kind, loving, merciful, needed, open. Open. I'm trying to think of the other ones. It'll be here on a song when it comes up here in a second. Give me 1 second. Pulling this up. Are y'all gonna hear that? Fearfully and wonderfully I'm made by the Creator who made this day. He formed my heart, He formed my frame. I'm exactly the way. I'm not perfect, but I'm forgiven. Walking in His grace is how I'm living. I was bound, but now I'm free, because I've learned the power of being me. So I am being free, because I'm being me. I am being free, because I'm being me. I am being free, because I'm being me. I'm everything God created me to be. I am being me. Oh, yeah. I am being me. Oh, yeah. Listen. For many years I looked in the mirror. I didn't like what I'd seen. People looked, people laughed, and they made fun of me. Then one day I heard the Savior. He gave me a new name. He spoke into my heart and said, "You're exactly the way I made you, being free, because I'm being me. I am being free, because I'm being me. I am being free, because I'm being me. I'm everything God created me to be. I am being me. Oh, yeah.
I'm accepted, I'm blessed, I'm chosen, I'm being dependent. An example, I'm forgiven, I'm great, and I'm hungry. Inspired, I'm joyful, I'm kind, loving, and merciful. I'm needed, I'm open and patient, I'm quiet, reconciled, significant, tested, understood, victorious. I'm wise, x-rayed myself, and I'm zesty, being free because I'm being me. I am being free because I'm being me. I am being free because I'm being me. I'm everything God created me to be. I am being me. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. 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 Once you learn how to be who God created you to be, then you can learn how to do what God created you to do. So I encourage you to go out and be you. Do what you do. Because nobody can do what you do the way you do it when you do it, baby.
All right. Well, that is the Being song for the book, Being a 30-Day Guide to Being Who God Created You to Be. Go ahead and get your copy of that on Amazon today. And I want to thank you guys for listening. Go ahead, if you're able, go to our website, CoreyTabor.com, and sign up for the blog. Go to book launch, the book launch page, and pre-order your book. You also can sign up for our Prioritize for Your Purpose workshop. That's tomorrow from 9 to 1 online. If you go to CoreyTabor.com/events, you'll be able to get there and check out our book, check out the actual workshop where we're teaching you how to prioritize for your purpose. And then starting towards the end of January, we'll host a 4-week online course on Thursday nights that you'll be able to take advantage of, where we'll workshop all of the